video, I want you to start dealing with the Microsoft Azure portal. And the first thing which we are going to do inside this is we are going to create a new web app. You can see in this management portal, left side, we have web apps. I'm going to click on web apps and it's showing me that there are no web apps right now. But there is a link, create a web app. I can create a new web app by clicking on this link. Otherwise, I can do the same thing if I click on this new, compute, web app, and there are options. I can quickly create that, or I want to customize that thing. I prefer this way, so I'm going to click on quick create. And it's asking that if you're creating a web app, which will be a web application, then what will be the URL for that? Remember, we have to give a unique URL at this time. I'm giving one unique URL, first web app 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, this is a very unique URL, and I hope nobody is going to create a web application on this kind of URL. So this is my unique kind of name, and the full URL will be this name.azurewebsites.net. Once I select this, you can see that this green right icon is showing me that this is an available URL. Below that, it's asking me that which is my app service plan. I'm selecting that create a new service plan. Then, as we know, we have number of data centers available on cloud. It's asking me that which data center I want to select. I'm going to select East Asia. And the moment I do this, this one is going to host this particular web app on this region. I'm going to click on create a web app. The moment I do this, I want you to notice that the status of this web app is creating, and the same way in the status bar at the bottom also, it is showing that there is one item which is in active progress, and you can see now it is done. Once it is done, it's showing me that it succeeded, and the status of this web app is showing running. Right side of this particular thing, we have a URL which is first web app 01234.azurewebsites.net. And if I click on this, this will navigate to that URL. And right now on this web app, we just have one simple HTML page which is showing me that there is nothing on this actually. It's just a dummy page which is created by Microsoft. But this domain is now available and my web app is there. I don't want to deal with this right now because I want a proper web application hosted on this. So I'm going to just close this. I'm coming back to my Azure portal. The moment my web app is created, you can see the name of the web app is actually clickable. This is something which is very tricky, and I want you to understand this thing first. If I have multiple items here, I can select these items by clicking somewhere here. And then I can get the options for that in the bottom bar. But if I click on this particular first tab, then this will allow me to navigate inside this. The moment I click inside that, you can see I'm inside my web app now. I can go back, or again I can come inside this. Once I'm inside this web app, I have number of tabs available on top, by which I can configure, scale, or I can deal with some other approaches, or I can deal with some other things also. The first thing which I want you to see is, if I click on dashboard, you can see this dashboard is showing me that right now this web app is running on the cloud and it's having some status and the other statistics for this particular application. Somewhere inside this, whenever we are going to run this application, this will show me the CPU timing, the CPU usage, the data transfer, and the file system storage status for this particular application. Somewhere we have a FTP host name, URL of this application, the other IP address based settings, and there are certain number of configurations also by which we can do number of things. It's not possible for anyone to remember all of this thing in one case. That's why I have designed my course in such a flow that we are going to do some basic steps in the beginning, and then we can see how advanced things we can do inside the same thing. Right now, I'm going back to this web app. Now, if I want to host something inside this web app, then I need to use my Visual Studio, and I'm going to do that thing in my next lecture. Thank you.